it's very close to being vision board season, and I have been doing vision boards with my family for quite a few years now, and it's always been a very crafty affair where you go and you find all of the newspapers and magazines. I have noticed that in recent years I'm becoming more and more paperless, so I wanted to make a version of this vision board that could be done digitally and can be used in a lot of different ways. So spoiler, I actually have my vision board done virtually, and I used my pivot planner to do that. I actually have a section of the pivot planner where you can be as crafty as you want and put your vision on this blank vision board page here if you are the type who loves pen and paper. And I traditionally am usually that type, but this year I wanted to do something different. I knew that sometimes it would be hard to take your vision board with you. In the past, I had it on a poster board that you couldn't really stick in your wallet, but you wanted a constant source of inspiration. I made my pivot planner vision board digital this year, and I actually have it as the lock screen on my phone. And the reason I wanted to do that is that I wanted to put it in a place where I could constantly see it and have a reminder of all the things that I wanted for myself, so I could continue to lean in that direction. I always tell my coaching clients that they should think about their future selves, not too far in the future, but just think about 1 year from now, the same time next year. What would you like your future self to be doing? What would you like to be their practices, some of the things that they have in their life, their hobbies, their activities, their relationships? What kind of vision do you have for that future self? And then I want you to think about all of the visuals. Think about that person's life from the moment they wake up. What kind of clothes do they wear? How do they carry themselves? What are their relationships with people? What kind of work do they do? Do they go on vacation? If so, where do they travel? So I want you to continually think about your future self, and I want you to build a life for that future self. Remember, we're thinking about smart goals here, but before we even get down to the nitty-gritty, I want you to imagine it up here first. And that's where battles are won, first in your mind. If you can't see it, a lot of times you think it's really hard to achieve. But when you put a vision to the dream that you have in your heart, it's really much more likely to happen. All right, so for today, I'm going to use my pivot planner once again. If you open up the pivot planner, you can open it up on your iPad, your tablet. I'm using the app Notability, which I've been loving, and it responds really well to my Apple Pencil, and then also any other sorts of mediums I want to put in here. The reason I wanted to go with a digital vision board this year is because there are images that I knew I wouldn't necessarily be able to find in a magazine. First of all, I don't subscribe to any magazine, so they don't come to my house, and I wanted to just look at the internet to see what I could find. And the great thing about this digital version is that you can actually upload images from the internet, your own images. You can use your handwriting in order to create your perfect vision board for your life. And the reason I'm doing this is that I want to start encouraging my mind to see that as a reality. And so the more and more time I see this, I remind myself that I'm trying to do activities and trying to embrace opportunities that align with this vision for myself. Every time that that vision is in front of me, when I'm turning on my phone, I'm like, oh, if I say I want to be someone who is abundant, I have an image of a woman with cash, and it's like global cash in her hands. If I say that I'm that type of person, my actions should support the type of person I envision myself being in the future, right? And so this is really great because it helps you prioritize. It helps you keep in mind, oh, I'm on my phone here and I see this image of close friends. I want to have close friendships. I should probably text my friends back. I should probably reach out to them to make sure they're doing well. So these are just visual cues to remind you of the things that you're aspiring to do. Another part of the planner is something called a life list. And on the life list, it's just a list of 10 things that you overall in your life, you're kind of doing a backwards step to look at the big picture. The vision board is for your immediate future this coming year. But the life list is in the grand scheme of your life. At your retirement party, what do you want to have accomplished? What do you want people to say about you? What do you want to have experienced in your life? So for example, on mine, I've always wanted to live bi-coastally. to have a house on one coast or a living arrangement on one coast and then be able to travel to another. I want to retire early. These are things that I put on here, right? In the grand scheme of things, these are things I'm aspiring to do. So think about that. Ask yourself, what would not just the future you, but what would the retirement version of you want to have accomplished by the time they get to that point in their lives? So that looks different for you. Maybe retirement age is 40. Maybe it's 65. Maybe you want to work till the wheels fall off and you will be 90 something. It's up to you. Start thinking about what that future version of yourself would like to have accomplished. And then on the next page, it has something that says values. It has a list of values there, and you get to highlight the ones that resonate the most with you. The reason this exercise is done in this order is that when you first make your vision board, you start to say, these are the things I want to do. And it hones in on what your priorities are, what you really care about. For me, relationships are really important. Being a minimalist is important. Travel is important. Having freedom is important to me. And then when I look at my life list, thinking about my retired self, I see some of those similar themes: freedom, taking care of my family. So those are things that start to let me know, these are things that I value, which is why when you get to the values section, you say, freedom is important to me. You highlight it. Family is important to me. Yep. Community. Yep. And so you start to highlight those things and you make a list of your values. Why is that important? When you know your values and people bring to you opportunities, you get to really evaluate, does this resonate with my values? Or is it something that's outside of the thing that I value? If it's not in your value, you can immediately say no. If it's something that goes against your values, once again, immediately say no. If it's something that speaks to your value, you then look at it and say, how does this work within my value? I value growth, and this new job opportunity will give me a chance to advance and grow my career. Great, it's something I want to pursue. Values are extremely important. Everyone should know what theirs are. I would encourage you to think about, 4 is a great number. Think about 4 values. You can have more if you'd like, but start with just 4. And think about, what are the values? What are the things that power you? What are the things that keep showing up in your vision board and also in your life list? Take care. Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Since you're already here, you might as well watch some more videos. I have videos on minimalism, faith, finances, sustainability, all sorts of things. So check out any of these videos around here. Take care. Happy watching.